welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and it's quite a wet, overcast day here on Pallegney. But the case contract has finished its work, so we are going to claim the stuff for that contract. Just having a look and seeing if there's any new cultivating contracts, which there aren't. So let's complete all of these. 3,600 for that one, 16,870 for the main one, and 6,556 for the final one. So that gets us out of the hole we were in. We're back up to 25,000. Now, thankfully, the tractor is still kicking around in the shop at 39,000 for that Mac 4R. Before we get into that, though, I want to see if we can do stuff with our vines with this tractor. If we can do it with the Vultra, we don't need that. If we do need something else, we can go and borrow a little bit of money and get that Mac 4. I think it's Mac 4R. Anyway, so we're gonna go and grab the defoliator because our vines need defoliating, and then the rest of our money we can probably get subsoiler and the mulcher that we need for this. So grab the defoliator over here on the front of this tractor. And this tractor is not big, but it's not small either. That might go wide enough, or I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna go and try it on one of the outer rows and then see if it works. It is so overcast today, though. It's not at all a nice day. I'm hoping things are gonna brighten up a little bit later. You can see how much effect the lights on the tractor are having. And this is the last job we need to do before the end of the year. We should be able to probably skip forward mostly to spring. We'll make sure the animals are all sorted. So, no, that is lifted. Here we go. The day has dawned. And so I'm going to get this tractor out and away. Oh, wow. No, this is... It just doesn't go far enough out. So, yeah, we are going to need that tractor. We're just not going to be in a position where we can do anything if we don't get it. So, right, down to the shop we go. And we're going to go and get that tractor. We do need a dedicated tractor for our vines on this farm. So down to the shop, and we know we're going to need 39,000 to buy that. We're also going to need a little bit more money as well. So yeah, 39,410, although I won't put the front 3 point on. So 41,000 we're going to need on this, because we're going to need the front 3 point to do what we're doing there. We've got 98 horsepower on this. So the other bit we need for our vines today is gonna be we're gonna need a mulcher, and there's that mulcher there for 4,500. I think that is gonna be the cheapest mulcher we have. There's the Horizon, yeah, Horizonte Mix Rev for 6,500. What's the width on that? Up to 2 meters. This is 1.4 meters. 1.6 that starts at. We also are going to need a subsoiler. We've got the Agricem there for 7,500. Oh, the Okrama here. That is probably going to be a good choice for us for the subsoiler for the back. Yeah, we got enough horsepower to run that as well. So we're going to need about another 11,000 on top. So let's head into here. So if we need 11,000 on top of the 42,000, so we'll borrow up to 42,000. There we go. And then we need 11,000 on top, so probably another 10,000 on top of that, and we're back up to 150,000. But at least we'll be able to afford this. So 3 point on there. The other, oh, bull bar. Oh yeah, we're putting the bull bar on automatically anyway. Front weight, we're not going to go with the front weights at the moment. We don't need them. And we need a license plate. And congratulations to Jason Hodge. You have been selected at random from the Tractor Driver and above level patrons and YouTube channel members. And I've gone with Jason Hodge, just dropping out the A at the front. We'll go okay with that. And yeah, that fits very nicely on the front one and very nicely on the back one. So yeah, that parses really nicely. So let's buy this then, 41,410. And then we also want to grab hold of this. So we will buy this as well. And then finally, we need a subsoiler. It can go to 3, this. 7,300 to go to 3. 90 horsepower requirement, 65 on 2. I think we'll just leave it at 2 for the moment. That will do us nicely, and that leaves us with 3,399. But it does at least give us all the equipment we need to do our... to do our vines for now. We're going to put the mulcher on the back and the subsoiler on the front because we're going to want to mulch before we subsoil. I really like this tractor. This is a very nice tractor. I've used it a couple of times before. I think I had this on the vintage oaks, and it was a great tractor for my vines when I had it on there. Right, so let's get this back. We need to defoliate and mulch today, and then next time we can probably subsoil and start looking at getting some fertilizer onto them. Now I'm wondering if this little tractor has enough power for us to basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone by doing the mulching behind the behind our setup for the defoliator and do both at the same time. So we'll drop this off here, and we've got the mulcher on the back. This only requires 68 horsepower. I don't know how much the defoliator requires, so we'll have a look. We can hook both of these bits on here. This is why we have the front 3 points. I left it up here. So, right, we'll go and give it a go. See if we can do both these jobs at the same time. That would be very useful if we could. Yeah, the way this is set up and shaped is to be able to do it like this. I think we might have to basically drop this off and go and do the alternate rows later. But if I unfold the front and turn it on, and we switch over to the back and we turn that on to get our pruner in place. Wow. There we go. Put that in. I want to get it in as close as possible, and then drop the back, and hopefully keep this nice and easily on here. Let's have a look, see if there's grape and olive growth not supported, but we might be able to do this. If I've got a side offset of... Oh, wow. Okay. No, it's not going to work because it's going to set it absolutely down the middle of it, and I want it to be as close as possible. I think here would be good, and I'd really like to do a side offset. But that is also... I'm not convinced that's actually mulching anything, you know. Let's check. If we have a look at this and go back to soil composition, mulched. Yeah, that's not actually mulching this. I think this needs to be subsoiled first. So we'll turn the back off. We don't need the mulcher this year, unfortunately. It's good we've got it. But yeah, we'll just go through here, and then we need to get this all subsoiled. I wonder if it will sit in the middle. It might do. Let's see. Yes, just about. that actually works. I'll take that. That works pretty well. It is pretty good. I'm not using the GPS because GPS was pulling a little bit far over. It didn't quite work right. I think if we had the dual one on here, that would be fine. But yeah, the single is not playing ball so much, going across 2 rows like that. Line up, get myself in there. Yeah, you see the front sort of, if you move too far over, gets pulled towards the vine. So it doesn't quite work as I would have hoped. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer job getting all of this done, but it is working great. And this tractor, well worth borrowing the 30,000 that we needed to actually get it and all the equipment. This should service our vines really well over time. So I'm quite happy to spend the cash. Especially if we can make enough from the wine to cover it, because if we're going to make like 40,000 from the wine this year, that would be great. I'd say wine, grape juice. I use in commas in speech marks. We really need to sort of be making a decent amount of money off here. We'll see how much our grape juice eventually goes for. Have been told raisins are a better way to go, but as I said at the start of this series, we're not here to make raisins. We're here to make butter, bread, cheese, and wine. A very smooth process, this. Coming around and getting each row lined up. Making sure we're onto there without too much pulling across. And yeah, straight up it, and really easy to keep on the direction that I want. And because this adjusts so nicely, we can pull out a little bit and make sure we're in the right position. I think we could have got like a 3-meter subsoiler or something and got down here with the Valtra, but certainly the Valtra can't do this job, so that is a little bit unfortunate. And we go, little bit of a wide turn and back in and lined up. Not doing too bad. It's only 10:30 and we're about 3/4 of the way through these vines. And the next thing we need to do is just run the subsoiler down all of these rows, which will take a lot longer because we're probably going to have to go down each row twice. So yeah, that's going to be quite a bit of work. I'm hoping the subsoiler is going to get rid of these big bushes that we've still got sitting in these rows that weren't cleared off when we were when we originally placed all of our vines. They should do it. It should clear those out without too much hassle. I don't think that's going to be a massive problem. It is one of those things that I'm surprised they didn't go when we originally set the vines, but the fact that they're there is fine. They have been getting in the way. It is making it a bit hard to see in places, but all is good. The beeping is, I don't know why it's beeping so much. We've got we've got a decent amount of fuel still left in this. We do have the in-game time work hours mod on here, so this vehicle is going to go up in the hours. And the one downside to this tractor, which I didn't realize when I bought it, is it already has 40 odd hours on it. But I think the only thing I'm going to have for this series is, 100 hours is going to be still a fine machine. That much work on it is absolutely fine. But that would basically just be 4 days straight with this mod. So I must make sure I turn my equipment off, because if I don't, the hours are going to rack up on these machines really, really fast. Final row to defoliate. A little bit far out. You can tell when you're a little bit far out because the wheels on the tractor stop moving. And then trying to adjust, you can get too close very quickly. It's quite a knack getting that right. Right, lift that back up. Turn that off. Fold it in. And we're done with that. Let's go get the subsoiler, and I think we'll put some fuel in as well, because wow, this machine is actually drinking it really fast. That's run out of fuel. How did that run out of fuel that fast? That's a crazy level. Yeah, we've got no fuel in this, so I'm gonna have to try and do something about it. So we have got the Thunder Creek trailer, which is really useful trailer. So I think we might see if we can lease this. At the moment, that is, well, how much is it going to cost? So we don't need glowing markers or anything. The red will be fine. We need somebody to go on the number plate. And congratulations to Tarot Bull News. You have been selected at random from the tractor driver and above level patrons and YouTube channel members. And so I'm going to put Tarot Bull on here. Thank you for your support. And then we will lease that. Yes, 1,249. And this is where having the van here, or the truck here, again comes in really useful, as we can just head down to here and hook this up and get it out to our tractor. I am amazed the tractor has done that, ran out that quickly. I can see why it was getting insistent, but that was just a little bit mad. So we'll come down the bottom here. We've got our fill point down here, rather than going and spending a load of money that we don't have to do this. I do wonder about leasing equipment like this, whether it just ends up costing us a load. Yes, we'll put, well, how much does that take, that tractor, small tractors? So this has a fuel tank of 50 liters. All right, we've got plenty in here then. 306 should do us fine. Get this out there, get it refueled. Worth having this about for instances like this, and also breakdowns in the field. Definitely worth having a trailer like this that will allow us to keep moving. Though, as I said, time is moving very quickly. Work hours, this could end up costing us a lot. Right, okay, let's turn this on. There we go. Refuel that. All right, and then turn that off and get this back to the yard, parked up and out the way. The best place to park this is going to be behind our truck in the shed here, or in this, actually there's this little alcove at the side that will fit perfectly in there, just like that. Great. And then we'll park up, and we're done with that for now, and we can get on with our tractor. There we are, starting up, fully fueled. But yeah, amazed how quickly the fuel on that dropped. We will have to keep an eye on that, because if this drinks fuel like that, I mean, it's only got a 50-litre tank, but if it's drinking fuel like that, that's not great at all. Just driving it back to the farm and switching equipment over. Look at how far that fuel has dropped. That's crazy. That's an absolutely mad level of fuel drop. I don't know. Well, we're just basically going to have to bring the fuel trailer down to the field and keep refueling the tractor. How this would do a bigger field like this, I don't know. But that is just a nuts level of fuel consumption. It really is. None of our tractors are consuming fuel at that kind of rate. This one is just going mad. Right, so that down, and away we go. Yep, down the edges here. I don't suppose we get a decent setup for this. No, that wants to put it exactly on it, which is no good to us whatsoever. We're just going to have to run it as close as we can. 71 degrees, I think, is the right angle for this. And this tractor holds its angle pretty well. We seem to be doing okay. No, we're cut in a little bit. Yeah, trying to keep this close is not going to be the easiest of things. However, it is doing the job pretty well. We are at 3/4 of a tank after after one row. That's mad. That is absolute madness. That is a single row that we've done, and it is dropped to 3/4 of a tank. Just going to the farm, loading the equipment up, and coming back out to the field, and doing one row has taken 1/4 of a tank. So to answer my earlier question, no, the subsoiler is not going to get rid of the bushes that we have in the middle of here. They are still kicking around. It is working better though than it did in FS22. Much harder in 22 to get the subsoiling done even around the bottom of the vines as well. This is doing that without any issue at all. We are getting pretty close to the vines, but the overlap is working out brilliantly for us. So very, very happy with that. It's doing a great job. It is 20 past 1 in the afternoon. Our little detour to get fuel has taken a little bit out of our day. Really oddly though, we are still seeing this massive drain in fuel. I wonder if it's a repair issue or whether this tractor is just really thirsty and its fuel tank is too small. I mean, that is a very big possibility, but to have to refuel it multiple times. What I do know is that as soon as it starts beeping at me, I'm going to have to run back to the farm, refill it, and come back out. Although actually what I might do is I might just bring that fuel trailer out here, and we can refuel this tractor as we get there, and not have to keep running back and forth to the farm and wasting fuel doing that. 70.7.8 seems to actually be about the right angle, which is good. So that is working pretty well. We've gone a whole way up the row and done it at that angle. 250.8 seems to be about the right angle coming the other way. Of course, GPS we can't get to, or we can't specify to that. Well, next row, that'd be hard to see that actually. We have only done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows so far, and we're under half a tank of fuel left. That is somewhat nuts. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Yeah, this is just drinking fuel, this tractor. It is a very thirsty tractor. Sadly, I don't think we're going to get the best out of these vines this year, or this year. I think it's going to be next year, because we haven't been able to mulch these. We're going to need to mulch them and everything, so it's not quite going to be the best this year. Also, this has started beeping, so I need to go and get the fuel. Yeah, this is a little bit confusing, the fuel levels on this. I'm glad we've got this trailer and can use this trailer, but I might have to buy it if this continues. Refuel this. Turn it off. 215 litres left. Just going to go and park this up here like so, and we'll turn that off. And then, yeah, if we need to refuel again, we'll be able to. And we'll then stop mucking about around here and be able to get it finished. I think we're about halfway through the field, so I think we might have to refuel once, maybe twice more, which does seem mad, but yeah, never had to refuel this much. That is just a crazy level of refueling we're having to do. Also, I am in the wrong place. We need to be as close to these vines as we can be. Otherwise, we'll get no overlap underneath them, and that will not work properly. There is something quite satisfying about getting this job right and doing these rows well. It's the same when I was doing vines in 22. Getting this done and making this work is gives me an enormous sense of achievement, and I actually really quite like working the vines. We'll see how it pans out for us in the end. A couple of people saying to me, you know, doing grape juice not a good idea, but I wanted to do it. I like it's the closest you can get to owning a vineyard in Farm Sim, and yeah, it does work well. I do enjoy it, and our own little grape juice production seems to be doing us pretty well. Hiring the harvester every year seems to be a good way to go as well. To pull ourselves out away from the vines a little bit, but we're good. Yeah, this will this should turn out all okay, and we will get a better yield next year than we had this year, and then year 3 we'll get an even better yield than that. I've done a little bit of research, and I think I know what's up with the fuel problem. The mod that I've added, which is called in-game time operating hours, that mod, it doesn't just alter the operating hours, it alters the fuel usage as well. So it speeds the fuel usage up to the same level as the time multiplier going, which is a little bit mad. You know, we're running it 10 times in this series, and it means that we're using fuel at 10 times the rate that we would be otherwise. I think that's a little bit high. What I am going to do, though, is we're going to pop into the settings here, and I'm just going to turn the fuel usage for now down to low. And we'll continue on like that. However, what I think I'm going to do more long term is probably alter the mod itself and reduce the speed with which fuel gets used at higher rates. So maybe divide it by a multiple of 5 or something. Just basically to try and slow things down a little bit and make it not quite as extreme as it is there. I want to be in this row here, I think. And then, yeah, that should get things back on track a little bit. Otherwise, we end up doing a day's work on here and refilling the tractor multiple times, which isn't right. I mean, that just is way too fast. So instead, I think if I can slow it down by maybe a factor of somewhere between 3 and 5, I think that will be more realistic. Using an entire tank worth of fuel working on a day, I don't think that is unrealistic. So yeah, if we reduce it down a bit, I think that might help us to actually be a little bit more realistic while using this mod. Because at the moment, it's just way too fast that it's getting through this fuel. Our fuel is still going down fairly quickly, even with it on the low fuel time. So yeah, I think if we could slow it down a fair amount, that would be good. I think it probably is going about 5 times as fast as it should. What I really want to do is get it set up, make the changes to the mod, and then just run it at a very fast time with a piece of kit running, and see if that kit lasts a day on that fuel tank, because an in-game day on that fuel tank. Because if I can set it to that amount, that is roughly where I want it to be. So yeah, we will give it a try and see what we can do for that. But we'll have to probably run it at full pelt as well, and probably a piece of kit like this that doesn't have a very big fuel tank is the one that I want to really check. And then we'll see where we are at that point. And I think that might work a little bit better. It's getting pretty dark now. I've got the lights all on. The rain clouds are not helping things. And as you can hear from the beep, we're running out of fuel again. We've only got 2 more passes to do though. So I think we've got enough fuel to make it to the end of the field. We'll probably have to refuel before we get back. Or before we head back, which is fine because we still got the fuel tanker down here. And yeah, I think before next time I am going to adjust the mod, maybe reduce it by a factor of 5, because 5x seems to be a nice sweet spot for running season stuff. I like to run my stuff on 5 times mostly. We do run 10 times in these series, and having fuel used twice as much would make sense if I'm running it 10 times. And then if you're running faster than that, it would make sense to go for it to go even faster. So I'm gonna have a tinker. I'm gonna see how it goes, and I'll find that sweet spot where fuel usage doesn't get ridiculous if you're running at this sort of speed. But there we go. That is our vines done for today. We have managed to get this both defoliated and subsoiled, which is fantastic. I would really have liked to have got it mulched as well, but yeah, doesn't seem possible first year. So not gonna get maximum yield for our second harvest either. We can refill this, so we'll turn it off and refill it, and there we go. That is all refilled. Turn that off as well. And yeah, we'll pick this up next time, where we're going to be preparing for winter. We've got some work to do with the animals. We've got some other bits clearing up to do, and I think we might have some cultivating contracts we can take on as well, with any luck. For now though, I'm going to leave this here, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you as well to all of my patrons and channel members. These videos are only made possible thanks to your support. If you want more from Virtual Farmer, please check out the videos on screen now, or subscribe for more. And I will see you next time.